Right guys, dinner time is fast approaching. This evening we're having creamy pesto chorizo chicken, mashed potato, tender stem broccoli. I am going to be having tender stem broccoli quite a lot this week because it's on offer at the moment at Tesco's in particular. I know that they're on in other supermarkets as well, just purely because I think they're in season, which means that nutrients level is at its highest. It's cheaper because it's in abundance. And if you're going to save money, you need to be buying in season. I know we don't do it for everything, but if you can save a little bit of money, which I personally love tender stem broccoli, why not? Let me show you my ingredients. So we've got some Maris Piper potatoes, double cream. I've got full fat cheese because in my mashed potato I always put cheese, soft cheese, just purely because nutrients level really. It's a bit more calcium for the children and I think it makes it creamy and really nice. I may add a bit of butter, but generally I just plonk in a couple of these and they're cheap enough. They're like 83p. Then I've got some red pesto, some sun-dried tomatoes. They're £1.50 at the moment in Tesco's. Like I told you, the tender stem broccoli is on offer. Found some pink onions actually, and I'm going to make some onion soup with some, but for tonight they're going in our dinner. Chorizo, you can buy little chopped up pieces of chorizo, but it was £2.50 and this was about 90p. You can just slice it up with some scissors and it just saves that little bit of money. Some tomato puree, garlic, tomatoes and chicken breast. It is a lot of chicken breast. We are a family of 8, but I won't be using all of it. So yeah, let's get cooking. So I started off by putting my potatoes in some boiling water with a couple of cloves of garlic, salted water. Now you probably noticed that I didn't take the the skin off my potatoes. Am I being lazy? Yeah, probably. But the thing is, okay, is that all the fibre and goodness is in the potato skin. And if you're going to fill up on the cheap, fibre's the way to go forward. So keep that skin on. And you won't really notice it. Once it's all mashed down, you won't notice it. Just give them a good clean before you put them in the pan. Then in here what I've got going on is some of the onions with the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes. It's flavour building, you know, with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to sweat those down really slowly and softly. The slower and longer you can cook down onions, the sweeter they become, which is a nice element for the meal. Okay, so I've got some tomatoes sliced in half, and then I've actually got my garlic chopped up, and I'm going to leave that for about 10-15 minutes before actually cooking with it, because what that does is once the oxygen gets to it, it helps to create some healthy compounds that are very good for us, but it has to mix with the air for about 10-15 minutes before the heat hits it. Once the heat hits it, it stops that. It's a kind of enzyme, acrolein or something like this it's called. But yeah, leave your garlic, the healthier it'll be for 10-15 minutes. And I know you haven't come here for all these health tips, but I'm going to give you them anyway, because at the end of the day, when we're feeding our bodies, you've got to look at everything and ask what it's giving to us. Because eating on the cheap or eating on a budget doesn't mean not nourishing our bodies. And that's what I'm here to do, is nourish mine and my family's body. So I've gone in with the tomatoes. Now I'm going to let them just kind of cook down and burst. Again, tomatoes are really healthy on their own, but cooked, they actually have more lycopene, which is, you know, helps with not get cancer and things like that. I'm not saying it stops you, because it doesn't, but anything we can help to prevent. So cook those tomatoes off. So now I'm going in with the garlic and just let that cook off for a couple of minutes. Now I've gone in with a good hit of tomato puree. Again, so tomato puree's got the double concentrate of lycopene, so we're well in again. Now I've just put in our chorizo and I'm going to let that cook down a little bit in terms of just letting its oils out, which is flavour. Okay, so now I've just put in a whole jar of red pesto. And now all I've done is put a cup of water in and it's made me a sauce. Now how that happens is tomato paste, a puree, sorry, is like a thickener. So that's how you've created your sauce. If you ever sometimes wonder how is a curry made, it's only got tomato paste on the chicken, it actually thickens and makes a sauce. It's really strange but true, so try it. So that sauce is done now. I'm just going to leave that to warm through, and at the end I'll pop in some cream just to make it nice and luxurious and creamy. So I'm going to set that aside now and start on the chicken. What I did forget to say was put in my sun-dried tomatoes. So I've put the whole jar of sun-dried tomatoes, and then what I've done is I've used the oil, which I'm going to fry off the chicken with. That's the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes, because it's just extra flavour, and it's oil. Why use fresh oil when you can use the one from the jar? Save your money. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is how to split the piece of chicken in half, and that just makes 2 portions. So you literally go, get your knife in and go all the way along, and I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so from that I've got 2 pieces of chicken. So all I've put on here is some paprika and salt. It's not like you're not going to get enough protein, okay, because half a breast of chicken, and they're pretty big chicken, is adequate. You've got the soft cheese that's going in the potatoes, and you've got cream that's going in your sauce. So you get inadequate protein. So now I'm going to kind of fry them on both sides. Now the point of them being in half as well, it cuts down the cooking time. So what I'll do is I'll brown that on both sides and pop it in the oven for about 10 minutes while I'm cooking the rest of them. And they'll all be ready together. So I'll flip them over now, give them a couple of minutes on the other side and get them in the oven. To be honest, the paprika's not really needed. It's just building a bit of flavour, and it's more for looks, because I personally don't like eating white chicken. I do like it when it looks nice, so it's more for its looks. The garlic again is a bit of flavour, and the salt, well, we don't need to explain salt, do we? Okay, so I'm in no way telling you to cut your chicken breast in half and be happy with it, because if you want to eat a whole chicken breast, you eat a whole chicken breast. I do it for a couple of things, because I've got lots of younger children that wouldn't eat that size chicken breast because they're very large ones. I've had a gastric bypass, and there's no way I could eat a whole piece of chicken like that. My other half will. He'll have 2 slices because he wants a whole chicken breast, and that's perfectly fine. And my older children will probably have 2, and that's perfectly okay. But also, I don't know about you, but I'm not wanting to spend my whole evening in the kitchen prepping the meal. I want to be in, I want to be out, I want to have a tasty, nutritious meal. That doesn't take me all afternoon. So it cuts down the cooking time. I'm in for it. This sauce, all I'm going to do is pour some cream, give it a mix round. So there we've got our really luxurious sauce. Here we've got our cooked chicken, and there's some juice that you can see. I'll pour that into the sauce. I've just put my chicken in there now, and I'm going to just put it in the sauce. So that's our chicken dish part done. I've topped it with some flat leaf parsley, because number 1, it makes it look good, and number 2, it's just that little extra bit of nutrients. So here we have it, my creamy pesto chorizo chicken, mash and tender stem broccoli. It's as easy as that. It really doesn't take that long. Absolutely healthy. It's cheap. It doesn't cost a lot. My mashed potato's got a little bit of cream left that I used for the sauce, so waste not, want not, and it's got cream cheese. An absolutely perfect meal, well balanced and really easy to do. If you want some more meal or recipe ideas, obviously like my TikTok, but join me on Foodie Family Meals across on Facebook. I've got a Facebook group called Foodie Family Meals, and I post all my meals and recipes and everything on there.